Said I wasn't going to make a nut for this, but I wound up doing it. We went by the surplus store where they carry this kind of stuff, and they didn't have any 1.5 inch, 6 nuts. But they did have an 1 3/8 nuts. I bought 2 of them, and I went ahead and first I bored it out. I took a picture of that. I just bored a new minor diameter. Then I started threading on it. I ran into a couple of issues there. This small boring bar, it doesn't nearly fit. I guess I get, when I start moving the camera around, I'll get a photograph of that. Now I have this little bar here. That's probably a 5/8 bar. That's why I was a little bit hesitant to use it. It's just got a set screw in the end and a square hole for a quarter inch bit. This might have been my better choice because of the small diameter. The one I also had, and this is the one I wanted to use. This is the old Williams bar with the screw-on head. Trouble is, it's for a 3/16 bit, and I didn't have any. I have one little tiny piece of 3/16 there, so that kind of eliminated that. So I was forced to use this old standby. I made this little end, and I think I was going to make a bar to screw it on, or maybe get an old broken carbide bar and then put it on there. And I decided in the end just take a 1/2 inch Allen wrench, and we had access to a 150-ton press where I worked, so I just put it in there, rammed it down in good and tight. Been in there ever since. I got 2 set screw holes, but I never used them, and it went through this job like nothing. The trouble is, the head is so big on it. It's got 2 set screws and a 1/4 inch slot in it. That's 1 inch diameter, and I was dealing with a 1.5 inch. Sorry, that was an 1 3/8 hole. So everything was kind of tight, which led me to find out that there was a problem with my stop. That I always use my stop, and I was saying the other day how you can go in and go out. But as you feed in on an internal thread, as you feed in, the distance between where that thing is stopping and the compound's moving the tool out further, that distance is growing. So you actually would have to, every now and then, keep adjusting the stop as you go. Which, on smaller threads, I never even realized that it would be a problem. I've never had a problem with it. I'll put the camera above the lathe, and maybe I can give you a better try to explain it. I don't know if I can or not. Okay, so if I start out to get the tool in there at the top, the minor diameter of an inside part, and I'm at the inside diameter, I'm getting ready to cut my thread, and I set this stop, this one on this side. Can you see what I'm pointing at here? The back one is for coming out to your maximum diameter, coming out to X, what you're going to cut each time. Okay, so you set that. The problem comes in with the back side. You don't want your tool to hit the back side, so you set it up. I take this into the back side of the part, and I put this here. But what's happening is, every time I take some off of this is a fixed spot now, and the tool tip is a fixed spot, and that is growing. See, it's coming back, getting wider. And all I'm doing here is taking that distance and moving it back and forth. Well, as it gets wider, this gap on the back, you'll see when I'm machining that part, that gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So Okay, so I guess my 20 minutes ran out. I keep forgetting about that. Anyway, it fits in there, but it's a little tiny bit tight, and I don't want it tight. I want it to be. Ended up right on 0. Wasn't that a cool? Anyway, I didn't want to make a nut, but I wound up making one. This I'm going to use for tire changer. I've got a workmate without any legs mounted on my Kennedy toolbox here. You can see part of it. I'll show you some more of that later. I'm going to put a couple of channels on the side of this, and then I'm going to grip that in my workmate, and then I can hold tires down to change them. So anyway, like I say, best laid plans of mice and men. I wound up making one anyway. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.